Astral living is like a kaleidoscope that never stops beating, but not on a person, on a ledge that is not literal. More like a timeless button that can't be pressed. It can be perceived in a nonlinear mode. Take salamanders, for example. A word so rarely mentioned it begs an offered questioned ordeal. Is it actually ideal? In this case, one app to say no. But tadpoles, no, 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 no. How elementary schools ever could have such gnawings in the room to watch grow actually callously. Someone please email me with an answer. But back to non-breathing objects, which used to be called animals. For animals are actually not yet invented, and will in time have nothing to do with what was possibly actually called nature. Breathing is possible due to molecular activity in the air, previously unthinkable to even be considered measurable. Some Nas would say, oh please, lungs do that. But nah, that was the first possible guess, and any actual doctor will tell you without words, yeah. The sun is in our eyes. What we see out there looks wonderful as long as you don't stare into it. That you could, not could, but not, cause really, store it, don't mark it, and it will expand past measures that used to mark a unit of time called day. Day has changed, night has been, wind will start to be. Helium does not raise your pitch, but thinking makes it possible to hear the voice change. If you beg to differ on any of these points, well note they are not points, but interfering measures which align what will always be unlineable. If you're laughing, it's probably down to a lack of regular mirror usage, which means no doubt your appearance improves. Appearance, however, has changed in meaning to what was always meant to lie beyond the eyes, beyond the face, and dare I say, beyond the heart, which will be renamed to heart. Or will it? This is possible too. Repetition, which is finally named aptly, leads to the new directed output of units never yet found that so many words have been misspelled, while so many more have been spelled with unisons that defy time. However, if they've never been written in script or spelled out in all caps, well, they're not prepared for the new alphabets, which will further create more. But back to the side streets, places in the mind removed from non-existence to finally find a home in what was only referred to as a sewer. Drain pipes must too have parts of the unseen, for to neglect them is a travesty that is not allowable due to the overwhelming agreements which never need be signed by all those who are part of humanity. But no, though not aliens, or many other words, they are gladly able to accept hipster as a direction, which leads to the fact that they are not human. Flight is a concept which can knowingly be realized. However, all beings who stand solely on two legs, unless, well, it is known that if we all flew, there would be no hypotheticals or not, it must be said. Some hate-sayers would say they inspire, but we all instantly know they have expired and never even had a moment to be considered. For while a few inhabited planes of already yesteryear, the rest of us skipped out, allowed for nil decisions to be made for them to be X'd out of true living, into a land of Herions, who hear no words, only thoughts, and never will yearn to speak. The rest of us, well, hey, dog, I'll tell you what, I que digo, que es la vida, no? Aujourd'hui, niet or niet? Niet. Many languages are living, but English is truly unifying. Each other language can speak you to speak what's universal better, which goes beyond words, condensed into looks, found in moments uncapturable, unforgettable, no matter how many years go between them. If you had to think of this change aptly, many courses will have instantaneously been excluded, for no matter how far or how unprepared one could be, where you are is the perfect start. It's like taking an airplane, talking to its heart, making it realize alligators are not, birds are but water is not where planes land. Plane says, this much I know. Good. That means finally you know something else. And the plane says, yes, my mission is to never fly, because freaking energy, man. Head nod to head nod leads to a word called eggnog, which sounds appealing but isn't, because eggs are actually somehow involved. To be continued. The sky. People worship it, or so they have once almost believed. They swore they sort of heard someone say that somebody one time almost thought. Trees do not lead to oxygen, but everybody knows that. Grass is not for eating. Ice cream is not made out of cream at all. Cats aren't real. Most dogs are robots. And tigers are nanites. Nature isn't natural. Dreams are mildly interesting. Psych. But they pale compared to the day-to-day.